Redfall is a mess, but worst of all, it is a boring experience. I can sometimes put up with minor bugs and glitches and maybe even some performance issues. But when a game is boring, there's just no saving it. It is one of the main things a game should not be. And even if I ignore that point, we have all other issues also in the mix just to make Redfall fall even further. This open world is one of the most emptiest I have ever seen. At least the new Assassin's Creed had some things to do, even though it's just the same activity repeated 100 times. They tried to fill it up than just leaving it empty. Here it's a walking simulator. There are empty areas with so many explosives, but there's no fucking enemy to use it on. At least if you can carry them, then it makes sense, but with the way it is, after 4 to 5 hours of playing, you're not gonna see anything that impressed you to justify playing more. The enemy AI is bad.
I see ya!
No, you don't. Doesn't matter which difficulty you're playing, like this is hard difficulty you're seeing. If you move a little bit fast, the enemies lose sight of you. They don't even use their gun half the time. It takes a while for them to remember they have one. Some enemy will be right in the middle of a fight zone, but lose vision of you. Huh? Wow, you suck. The enemy rarity is also really bad. We got people with guns, the most basic enemies in many games. And the vampires, which are like the big bats, they're also not great and have very little variation. And they're not even bored to kill. I feel like the human enemies drop better loot. And the bosses are even worse. I mainly played to the main missions, and there were some instances where I was doubting if I was playing some side content. Because even in the low number of main missions, there are repeated objectives and really lazy objectives like finding 3 or 4 of some items. All I see is padding the length of the missions, just like what Atomic Hat did. And there are obviously bugs. One of the main ones I had was the enemy health bar just went invisible for a good amount of my playthrough. When you look at it, everything is just designed to annoy us. The game doesn't even have a pause button. Even if I'm playing single player, you have to connect to the internet. But don't worry, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you can just stand behind a tree or a large object, and the enemies are that stupid they struggle to get past it. Now the graphics of this game, again, I'm not the biggest any realistic graphics person, but at least have some style instead of looking bland. Especially when everything else in this game is also bad or average at most. Even the cutscenes, they're just static images. All I'm asking is, where is this next gen gaming stuff you're selling it for? This game, the base version is selling for $70. That alone makes me scared of what's to come. So if you have bought this, I will say refund this and buy Hi-Fi Rush. That is a great game. That's money well spent. It's a 3 out of 10 game, a really bad game with many bugs, performance issues, empty open world, nothing impressive, and worst of all, it gets boring really fast. And I'm not even gonna separate the performance score like the other games I have reviewed, because that's not the main thing that keeps this game from being enjoyable. Even if the performance gets fixed, the game is average at most. Again, at the end, this is just my opinion and my experience from the game. I'm not saying nobody should enjoy it. If you enjoyed it, that's okay. Oh, what happened, boy? Can't seem to hit me now. Yeah, you should have think twice before annoying me. Oh, that was a lucky hit. Okay, that's a like. Oh, fuck.